Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Sebastian Ryder, and you tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV. And we got Zona in the building. We got Arizona in the building. We be just checking off new states, new areas, new time zones. And that's what we do on Cut Different TV. But before I introduce you to our guest today, make sure you hit that big red button that says subscribe under whatever screen you watching this on. And hopefully it's a TV screen because they tapped in with Cut Different TV, Jobe. Man, we got Jobe in the building. What's good with you?
What's happening?
That's one of my favorite books in the Bible, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Appreciate you.
I don't know.
I'm not religious, but my dad is the one that came up with the name. But I have the E on the end on purpose. But people mispronounce my name regardless, though.
Word.
So it's not a win-win.
Yeah, I think when I first met you, I was like Jobe.
Yeah,
Like
when I had just came from the front. Yeah.
Yeah, facts. Job is hard though, bro. That's one of the first books like I got put onto. It just talks about like perseverance and faith. Have you read the book of Job?
Okay, my dad has. Yeah.
Okay, but well, hopefully if he named you Job,
yeah,
for sure, right? So look, let's talk about growing up in Zona. You know what I'm saying? You're a jack of all trades. You do a little bit of everything, and the production is heavy now. But let's start from the beginning. Like, when did you know that you were a creative?
I didn't want to do music to begin with. It was just my parents were going through separation, and then I was living with my mom. Both my parents are originally from Brooklyn, New York. So now I'm living with my mom. We moved to New York in 2013, and I hated New York at first. I just didn't want to be here because I was just like, I'm from Arizona. That's my hometown. I didn't want to leave my friends. As a person who, who doesn't want to leave their hometown, as cliche it is, like, they're going to miss their friends and everything. But, yeah, I didn't like New York at all. But then as years went by, I got introduced. I want to say introduced to music, but music caught my attention because it wasn't something I wanted to do to begin with, and I just went from there. So I was doing poetry here and there when I continued middle school in Harlem, but there wasn't an idea where I was like, oh, I'm gonna start doing music. It just happened.
Yeah,
you feel me? So I've been here for 12 years now, and the opportunities that I've been, taking and people I've been working with, like, it's out of this world for sure.
Hell yeah, right? And when you come from, I actually have never been to Arizona. And I say that like we're entitled to go to Arizona. I mean, some people never leave their hometown. But I've never been there, but I know it's hot as hell. And they all got cactuses, right? And y'all got the Arizona Cardinals out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's hot, right? Survive.
And in the summer, for sure, like, water is mandatory, and AC in the car is mandatory, for sure.
And your swag is very, like,
yeah,
New York, though.
Yeah, that's the crazy.
You pull up in like some shorts and a tank top.
Years ago, and what's so crazy? This is during winter when I was still in middle school, and when I was in middle school in Harlem, I was wearing shorts when it was frigid cold. Like, I thought I could pull it off. But I look stupid
with the wind. When that wind started hitting you,
like, I look dumb, especially late at night. Like, it makes no sense. But Arizona is hot as hell during the summer. The temperatures go up like crazy, especially around December. Like, people can still wear shorts in December in Arizona. It's not like it's 20, 30 degrees. You feel me? Like, late at night, it does go like close to 40, 35. But, not crazy cold, like 10, how it is in here, like in New York. So
I feel that. So you moved here when you were around like the age of 10 to 12, right?
Yeah.
So when you're a kid in New York, I moved here when I was already an adult, right? So I kind of already had a vision for like, all right, I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna do this.
And where are you from?
I'm from North Carolina.
Oh shit.
So have you been?
No.
It's
probably my mom, because she's a flight attendant, so she's usually around like the West Coast.
Okay, bet.
No, East Coast, excuse me.
Yeah, North Carolina's cool, but it's nothing like New York. And when I moved up here, it was like, I'm gonna catch a vibe. I'm gonna just go up. I'm gonna chase my dreams, whatever. You come here when you're 12. So it's like, and you didn't like it at first. When was the moment when, like, because you come to the city, you're gonna get inspired. What were the other kids doing? What kind of kid were you? Like, how did you break out of that box?
I don't know. When I continued middle school in Harlem, I was still kind of quiet. And I ain't gonna front, like, everybody that I met in Harlem in middle school, everybody was a nuisance.
Mm.
Everybody was a nuisance, and my colleague here could testify that. But fucking what do you call it? I was going through like personal shit at the same time, so I wasn't really trying to interact with like anyone at the same time. Like I've never been to prom before, so I don't know. I was all over the place in middle school when I was in middle school in Harlem, but I started to get comfortable engaging with people more a little bit in high school when I started high school and shit. Um, that's when the music really started, and I just went from there, and I got introduced to like V Files in 20. I think it's 2016 or 2017 when I started summer school for the first time. And then ever since, I was just connecting with people here and there. And I was still shy, quiet at the same time, but I wasn't, what's the word? Not antisocial.
Introverted. Like you
Yeah.
put yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah, here and there. But I
Yeah.
was still shy at the same
Feel
time.
that? Yeah.
So,
And that's cool. That's a skill.
hmm
Some people not able to, you know what I'm saying, break out of that like kind of introverted mode where it's like, all right, I want to be by myself. But like it's hard to get shit done. It's hard to grow your network. It's hard to like enjoy your time without being social, you know?
yeah.
So I feel that. And in New York it's kind of intimidating too cuz it's like everybody just I feel like I've been on the train before and kids are like 7 years old on the train by themselves like going to school and it's like they just are jaded to everything at 7. So it's I'm coming here, I'm like, damn, like the train's shaking, I'm wilding. That was
Yeah.
probably intense.
When I first came here, I was like, I wanted to when I used to live in Harlem, it would be these kids out late at night, 11, 12. Like these kids are still in middle school. I used to want to be those kids because I wanted to be out late at night.
Mm.
I'm 24 now. I'm a responsible adult that can go to the bar and come at a reasonable time. Like I'm not acting like a wild kid like at 13 or 14. But yeah, as years went by, I was like, that was scary to see that just these younger kids. You feel me? And I don't know how the parenting skills is with them, but it's just crazy to see that. That's why I
Hands
was,
off.
yeah, that's why I was still adjusting in New York, so it was just super wild just to see that in real time.
Did you ever subway surf?
Fuck no.
Uh-huh.
And I see that it get like my body got. I remember I was on my way home and I see these kids. It was like a couple months ago. I see them planning it on getting on top. And then you see this mom and this daughter just like saying, "Are you guys fucking stupid right now?" Is corny. I don't get it. Like if you die, that's you want to end up on the news. That's you.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy, bro.
hell no. Like it's just corny. Like I got music to do. Like imagine me having a studio session at a certain time and I pull some dumb shit like that.
Right?
Now how am I gonna get this shit mixed and mastered because I want to do some dumb shit? Like it's
Right.
corny.
Yeah, man. Well, shit, man. I like talking to you, man. We could just have a conversation all day. Let's talk about the music, man. I rock with it, and walking up here, you were giving me kind of the 411 on how hip hop, rap. You came in the game doing that, doing both, also doing production as well, making fire ass beats. Like, and now you're more so focused on the side of production primarily. It's like, let's walk me through that journey. Like, what was your entry into music, and when did you want to pivot into production full time?
So I had started around the time I started high school or even middle school too. I was introduced to this organization called Harlem Children's Zone. So it's like all these after school programs, middle school, high school programs that's all located in Harlem, and they have like different curricular activities, whether it's art, studio, and fashion, and it all started in high school. I didn't choose the after school program that I wanted to go to in Harlem. It was just like random. I was like I was going through some personal shit, so I really didn't choose or finalize what program I wanted to go to. And they have a recording studio over there, so students could, once they do homework and all that stuff, um, after that, doing the curricular activities, you could like record and all that stuff for like any of the recording artists that was over there. And this all started in 2015. I was writing a lot like crazy on the journal and on my phone. And I was producing at the same time, and I was on punishment for like a whole year. But I
Damn.
was still like,
What the hell you do to get on punishment for a year?
I can't even talk about that. I go for nothing. Long story short, what I did that caused my punishment, it was like all me, and I just wasn't listening. I just kept doing shit I wasn't supposed to do. You feel me? Um, but crazy enough, my mom still allowed me to even trust me. Crazy enough, even though I was doing some dumb shit, like still allow me to go during the weekend to like record, make some beats. So I was doing that a lot every Saturday and all that shit. And then that's when I had the idea to start the first album. And a lot of the songs were already out to begin with. Wanted to I just wanted to see what does that album look, how do I start from there? And then after I released that, I started the second project, little EP, then so on and so forth to like the seventh album. So I was rapping a lot here and there, like the first project, third, fourth, fifth, and the sixth. But as years went by, working on the seventh album, um, I wasn't rapping as much, and I was producing more than I was rapping, and I'm also working with artists as well, more than I was working on my project. So I wasn't really writing as much. I wasn't really recording as much because I'm working with like these new artists and all that stuff. So and I hate freestyling too. Like there's been times where I was good at freest, like a couple. There's been songs where I was able to do a good freestyle, but other than that, I just don't want to do that no more. Or just like rapping in general, because it takes a while. I do so many rough drafts, so many rough drafts. Like on Ableton, you could see how many takes that you could do, and it'd be way too much. Like with the artist that I'm working with right now, they're able to do that with no problem. Like they don't got a second guess on like, hey, let's do this another day. Now they're able to do that right then and there. You feel me? So, and I'm a perfectionist too at the same time, but it'd be annoying for me just to keep rapping and I don't get the result that I want.
I feel that.
You feel me?
So kind of, I mean, you do 7 projects, you feel me? And then you decide, all right, cool, like what comes easier, natural for me, what fits my style more, what fits the hoodie up with the strings tied and the jewels busting out the top. That's definitely a producer vibe.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Like leaned over, cooking on the piano. You dig? I rock with the aesthetic. So tell me about like now that you've kind of transitioned to more of like building a soundscape versus actually putting the words to it and telling the story, even though, music is a huge driver in telling the story as well. What has shifted for you when it comes to like working with artists, putting together songs and projects?
Um, Damn. Can you phrase that a little different? If you can, my fault.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, like when you're an artist and you're putting an album together, it's usually like, okay, I want to make it this message, right? And I want to get this message across. I feel like when you're a producer, you want to establish a feeling and a sound. Is that different for you since you've been on both sides?
Yeah, so like the way I'm working with this eighth album, I'm trying to gather everyone who I've been wanting to work with since high school. Like with the rapping aspect, it's like I'll get like features here. I'm trying to make sure I'm, you know, not staying on. Well, obviously staying on top of it, but make sure I'm like answering it correctly. But so the producing part, since I'm wanting to get everyone, is more so with the eighth album. That's more so like the thing. I'm just trying to get everyone that I've been wanting to work with since high school. So right now I only got like 4 people that's finalized. I'm trying to get like 30 plus songs right now, just all produced by me. But with the rapping part, it's like I don't really have like a theme or because with the seventh album, I was trying to get the rapping out of the way. like some songs I was rapping on, and then the other songs I wasn't rapping on. Because with the seventh project, I just wanted to have more of me than just the features itself. Um, hopefully, I
Yeah,
said
it
that
makes
correctly.
sense.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. So it's you're not necessarily going into these projects with like an idea for I want it to be that you just want it to be a compilation of
Yeah.
Jobe production and dope artists that you rock with playing, doing their own unique sounds.
Yeah, like,
Fire.
and again with this eighth album, like, I'm really like, I won't say any The only features I could really say right now, I can only say two. The only features I can only say that I have right now is my son Semi Seven and VIP Skylark. So those are the only two that I've publicly said that I got on the album right now.
Mhm.
So then the others, like, I have a whole checklist. Like, it's an actual professional checklist on who I want on the project, and some of them are guaranteed, some of them are not.
Mm.
I know I'm gonna spend a lot of bread getting these features, getting mixed and mastered, et cetera, et cetera. You feel me? So it's gonna take like a year or so to curate this whole eighth album.
So is this like the magnum opus for you? Is that what you're aiming for? Like this is your like Magna Carta?
Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm gonna be the talk of the town once I have like all the spliff happies, all the fucking Joe Canes, or just those people that everyone knows, like Mula and Mandela. I'm trying to get those people like on that project, like that everyone knows of. Like, I'm really trying to be the talk of the town. That because I've been doing this since 2015. Those people who I mentioned, I've been listening to them ever since.
Mm.
So I'm really trying to curate a good as like memorable project.
Hell yeah.
Feel me?
So if somebody wants to work with you, like they're an artist, they're watching this, like I really fuck with this production. I wanna beat or I wanna be in the studio. One, how do you work? And two, what kind of artists are you into? You told me earlier your favorite artist was Earl. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to Earl, but I haven't heard that in a long time. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So are you like naturally just kind of seeking for that like underground, underrecognized type artist?
I wouldn't say unrecognized. There's like a few people that not like the people who I'm working with right now. There's like they're not really known yet. I don't know. It's super rare for like an artist to like grab my attention, be like, oh, I want to work with this person. Um, I'm not good at teaching someone how to make beats or anything or that shit, but I just know. Um, I feel like kind of got off track for a second, but when it comes to like working with an artist in general, it's super rare for someone to like, oh, son is nice. Let me have him on the project and all that stuff. Like, it's super rare. Like, I'm as at the same time I'm trying to get all of the known artists, and then trying to get someone who's like up and coming, who's like taking serious at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm as of right now, it's kind of like I'm aiming towards like the underground scene that everyone knows of, like those people, and people who are not known yet. You feel me? Just
I
trying to
feel
give
that.
them like a good placement just to expand on their music.
Yeah. And just based on your ear, not necessarily like, oh, well, everybody else said they're fire, so I want them on my
Yeah.
project.
You feel me?
I rock with that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier, like, yo, if I get XYZ, I get these type of artists on the platform, I'm gonna be the talk of the town. Like, what does that mean to you to be the talk of the town? And like, what would you do with that? Or what will you do when you have that recognition?
Cause I'm getting the features that probably no one would thought I was gonna pull off.
Mm.
Like, I already have one. Obviously, I'm not gonna say I already have one I didn't think I was gonna pull off. You feel me? So yeah, it's just the people who I've been wanting to work with since high school, and it's just crazy to be working with them now. Because again, music wasn't something I wanted to do, and to be in this position after like 10, 11 years later, it's unexplainable. Like, I don't, yeah, it's just unexplainable just to be working with these people. Um, like, I'm gonna just have everyone in this project.
Word.
That's why I'm like, I'm trying to have a lot of songs. It's gonna be, these songs probably gonna be like together an hour and some change. Like the whole track list is gonna be like
Oh,
an hour and some change. But I'm gonna definitely have everyone. It's gonna take a while for sure. Like I'm in no rush.
mm,
So I don't got no management, no assistant, no none of that. I'm doing everything myself. You feel me? I'm putting my time and effort just to curate everything and make sure you know it goes through
that's
correctly.
fire. That's fire, bro.
You feel me?
And creatively, right? Like being an artist and being a producer, wearing both hats. I would imagine it's a good time being in the studio, right? Like if you're working hand in hand with an artist, you're cooking the beat from scratch, they're putting the bars down, you know what I'm saying? Like how is your pen? Like are you lending lines here and there? What's it like as an artist in a studio session with you?
I only did that once when I was doing the seventh album. My friend Ape, I think he just came from school, and I was like, "Yo, let's do a session." He had to ask his mom real quick if he could pull up to the session, so he did, and everything was like last minute. So, and I had met him. It was like a quick interaction how I met him. I fucked with his sound. I was like, "Yo, let me have you on the album, the seventh one," and he didn't know how to really go about the beat. So I had to this day on my phone, I have like the first few lines that I wrote for him, and then the rest of the verse he just freestyled. So I always tell people let the beat communicate with you, and that goes for me too. I always let the beat communicate with me, and I just go from there. You feel me? But I never really assist people with writing on except for that one time. But um, a lot of these people that I work with, they freestyle right then and there. So it's not like I. Sometimes I'll assist and be like, "Hey, maybe you're adding too much words, because the flow, like the cadence, is kind of a little off." So that's where I'd be like, "Hey, say this instead, delete this word, and just make it. Don't overdo it,
Yeah.
like the verse and all that stuff with the
Word.
words and cadence." So
What is your dream collaboration?
Earl.
Earl?
hmm
Why? Like what do you feel like that session would be like?
So, I don't know, because he's not rapping on the beats that I make. But as of lately, like the people he's been working with, like Surf Gang, Evil Gianni, um, Mike, Tony Seltzer, all those people, it's crazy to see him rapping on those type of beats now. He'll do like the Alchemist type beats and do, I don't want to say drill, but do like the actual music that everybody wants to hear at this time. Like want, damn, that's a good question. I wouldn't even know what we would do, because I've been listening to him since I was 10, 11 years old. So whatever I can do, whatever I can make that's catered to him, like we'll just go from there. It'll definitely be something experimental, whatever it would be. Like that's definitely my dream collab.
You look like you visualizing it. I feel like that's gonna happen. And
Manifestation,
I guess like who do you make music for?
the trappers. I've been like the music I've been making lately is like everything's distorted. Yeah, I guess yeah, the trappers. I don't know, because that's what I've been aiming for. That's the type of beats I've been making recently. Is just people like that. Damn, I don't know how to phrase it. Yeah, I guess the trappers, just like the beats that I've been making. More so like the distortion of like the 808s and all that stuff. That's what I've been doing recently when it comes to like sampling and making these beats. Is just distorting the 808s and all that stuff. So I just want these people who like, you know, that fuck with that sound that they can bump like when they serve and trap and all that stuff. Like it just sounds hard.
Yeah,
You
getting
feel me?
money music.
You feel me? Yeah, and
For sure.
I've been in the trap so many times. Like obviously, I'm not gonna say, you feel me, but with the collab project that I did with my son Semi Seven, like I didn't did
That shit was crazy, by the way.
appreciate you. I didn't did like a couple of songs in the trap, and then I booked a session. And we went to Queens just to finish it and shit. So shout out to Semi Seven. That's like really my best friend, my closest friend that I've been working with a lot recently.
Fire.
You feel me?
That
So,
project's tough as fuck, by the way.
yeah, everything solely produced by me. all that shit, arrange all that stuff. And I'm not used to co-production. As much as I want to work with other producers, it's like I want a certain sound, but
Yeah.
I want to get out of my comfort zone and do that and
Yeah.
work with other producers.
What's your sign?
Fuck. Unfortunately, I am a Capricorn, but I fucking hate talking about zodiac signs.
Why?
It's corny, super fucking corny. That doesn't define who I am whatsoever. Doesn't define like it's. It wasn't like that years ago, but now this generation, and unfortunately, I'm a part of this generation, unfortunately, but the whole zodiac sign shit is like mad corny. Is especially seeing this shit on YouTube, Instagram, or just any podcast that's like that pops up on Instagram. Like, oh, what's your zodiac sign? What the fuck does that? That doesn't define who I am. If you're not talking about like anything that's important, I should not be in the room right now. You feel me? But like, yeah, I'm a Capricorn, unfortunately.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like some Capricorn shit to me. Nah, that's fucked up because they they knew they knew. Anyways, man, hey, y'all tapped in with Cut Different TV, man. We vibing, bro. I rock with your energy, man. It's very
Appreciate you.
it's very calming. Like, I feel like I'm in like a guided meditation or some shit, sitting here listening to
I have
you
a
talk.
monotone ass voice. I ain't gonna front.
Word.
Yeah.
But the music is hard. The production is hard. The Semi 7 project is crazy.
Yeah.
If you in the gym and you putting weight up and you really, you know what I'm saying, you putting weight up in a few different ways, that right there is a record that's gonna get you through it. You know what I'm saying? What inspires your production style? And what do you, aside from Earl, we keep name dropping Earl, but aside from Earl, like what inspires you with that sound, right? It's very like, it's intense.
Semi is really the person who, like, ever since I met him, like the production, because of, yeah, it's really Semi. Cause the music that he makes, like he makes music for like the trappers and shit. He makes music that people that can relate to. You feel me? Um, it really started like the recent music that I've been making is all because of him. Just all the distortion and all that stuff. Just like the heavy, just everything is that just came from Semi, and I just implemented that vibe, energy from there. Um, what do you call it? Like a couple songs on the Sorry for Our Blasphemy. Uh, like 7969 was made in the trap. So I Bluetooth. I was connected to the Bluetooth on the shit, and it has latency, but I was able to make the beat with no issue with the delay and everything. And just hearing that shit in the trap with the speaker, like that shit is hitting. It's hard, like, yeah. Just working with Semi, like he's one of like my favorite artists. So just anything that that comes from him, that's what I put from. That's what I implement in there. Hopefully, I said that. I'm not good with English. I ain't gonna front. I be phrasing stuff incorrectly, but because it's Semi 7, that's why I be going crazy with the recent music as of lately.
I rock with it.
Yeah.
I rock with it, bro. And I know that y'all been watching this show and y'all like, damn, man, like we watching Cut Different TV and and it's facts, you feel me? Because that's what you tuned into right now. And you already know if you watched all the way up until this point, man, and you haven't dropped a like on the video and you haven't dropped a comment, I mean, I don't know how they could be a part of the Cut Different family if they not even,
You're
it's easy to drop a
slacking.
like. Shit, you could even put a thumbs down if you want. Just do something.
That's
Let
a
us know
little
what
concerning. I feel you though, but it's okay though.
how you feel about feedback.
Wow, feedback. That's You feel me? Feedback is very important because that lets me know where I can improve on.
Mm.
You feel me? I'm not gonna complain about it or anything like that. I'm gonna, you know, like for example, what was one time that someone had critique? It had to definitely. It was for a beat that I did for the seventh album. I guess they didn't like the way I had chopped the sample up. So when they told me like, oh, you should do it like this and all that stuff, and it's super rare for someone to give me feedback, because the way I just do everything, everybody fucks with it like instantly, and there's no like second guessing of it.
Mm.
But sometimes I'll give feedback, with how I did this and did that. But it's super important, because how you gonna improve with if you don't have like certain feedback. You gotta have people who is around you that could be honest with you and give you feedback and not bitch or complain about it. You feel me? So um yeah, it's super important. Or just anything creative in general, whether it's art, recording, fashion design, like whatever it is that you do specifically. Like, it's important just to have people give you feedback, like, hey, I think you should do this with this silhouette, or do this with this beat, et cetera, et cetera. Feel me?
Want it.
Like, we don't want to release rough drafts. We
Mm.
want to give you like the finalized version of what people want. You feel me?
100%.
So
And shit, man, I mean, I really feel everything you saying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you haven't really said anything that's been like, this is some bullshit. So that's good. We checked off that box. But I got one more question for Jobe here, man. I mean, you kind of told me a little bit about the creative process, told me a little bit about the story, about the journey. And we're going to talk about what's coming next. But right now, I just really want to know, like, what makes you cut different, Jobe?
what makes me cut different? I'm a jack of all trades. Not only do I do music, I'm a videographer, photographer, director, recording artist, producer, and everything. I'm a retired rapper now. I don't rap. I'm a retired rapper. Um, I just do everything myself, and I've been doing this shit since like 2015. So I'm really putting myself out there. I'm not asking for handouts. I'm not asking for no cosigns. Like, everyone's showing genuine love just by me, helping people out and all that stuff, assisting them with projects and all that stuff. You feel me? So that's what definitely makes me cut different, is staying genuine to myself, true to myself, and just going forward. You feel me? Like, yeah, I'm about to go fucking crazy. Not this year, but for eternity.
Mm,
You feel me? So
straight like that. How do you feel about feedback when it comes to, you talk about like creative work, photography, videography, all these things? Sometimes you'll do collaborations. Sometimes you'll work with people, you know what I'm saying? Because you showing love and you trying to build together. As a creative, in that sense, when you're offering a service, like how do you feel about getting credit? Do you feel like videographers, photographers are getting enough credit?
no. And that's what's really important, because unfortunately I had an issue with a client that didn't give me credit. And the only thing when it comes to, for me, when it comes to videography, I only shoot. I don't edit. I let everyone know I don't edit. And with my new price that I have told people, like, I have updated my price and everything. I had told them explicitly I don't edit and I'm not a video editor. And unfortunately, with the client that I worked with last year in November, we didn't even discuss anything before or after the shoot about me editing it. And I had told them, to their friend who was a part of the song, I was like, hey, I don't edit, but once I send y'all the footage, y'all can send it to whoever is y'all editor or whoever y'all can find to do it. And I feel like that's the reason why I didn't get credit, because I was supposed to edit a video that I never said I was going to do.
Mm.
So just corny shit like that. Like, because imagine you want a video just like that. How you going to know who did it? You feel me? And I do everything on VHS, and I'm one of like the main people. Everybody been hitting me up for like VHS work or just film too. So it's like, what if someone wants that? We're like, hey, I want a video like that with that aesthetic, with the grain, with the old, 1990s vibe. You feel me? How they gonna get in contact?
Mm.
And they have the audacity to drop another visualizer and credit that person, but not me. And I did, and I shot the whole video myself, and I didn't get credit for it. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Damn.
and you paid in full, but you didn't give me credit.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
makes
at
no
the end of the
sense.
day, it just comes down to credit. It comes down to
Yeah.
appreciation, gratitude. But yeah, that's cool. It comes down to appreciation, showing gratitude. You know what I'm saying? And for any people that are balancing a bunch of different hats that are, doing the video, doing the photo, hustling really, but have the primary skill set in the studio, right? Like making beats, putting, verses down, hooks down, making records. Like, how do you balance all that? What do you do? Do you have any like specific things that you do or to keep yourself balanced and focused on the mission?
I don't know. I've kind of be all over the place a little bit because I be focused on this project or I be focused on. I just be all over the place, but at the same time, I'm working on them at the same time. Because it's not like I have like a due date for any projects that I'm working on right now. So it's just I don't want to say I'm unorganized because not every like the people who I'm working with, everything's organized like with who I'm trying to release stuff with. But at the same time, I just be all over the place, just trying to work. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, some Capricorn shit. Yeah.
Type shit.
Nah, I'm fucking with you, bro. Man, we got Jobe in the building, man. I appreciate you coming to join us, bro, and I appreciate you vibing out.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
Before we get out of here, man, do you have anything that you want to, anybody that you want to shout out or anybody that you want to give some advice to on how to move forward creatively when working in collaborations, or you could just give game to your fans?
For anybody who genuinely listens to me, I appreciate y'all. For anybody who's been rocking with me since 2015, I appreciate y'all. Shout out Semi7, shout out VI, shout out all the people I've been working with lately. I'm not really the inspirational person, but if I could really give advice when it comes to music or starting off, just I don't know, just stay true to yourself. Like I said earlier, stay true to yourself. Don't freestyle no bullshit, no none of that. Cause that used to be me. I used to cap in my rap, and I don't want to be that type of person. But if you wanna put, something into a song, just speak about something that's really genuine. Or some shit. Again, I'm not an inspirational person, but if you want to start, just anything you want to do in general, just, put in that effort. I've been doing this for like 10 years and all that stuff, so it took me a while to be in this, scene that I'm in right now. So,
Right.
but I'm happy to be here, just doing what I love doing now. Like it's homework at this point. It's homework. You feel me?
Just adding pages, man, adding words to the book of Job, bro.
Damn.
Every day.
That's hard.
Every day, man. Every day is a new page, bro.
Hell yeah.
I rock with it, man. We got Jobe in the building. I go by the name of Sebastian Ryder. And y'all just tapped into another episode of Cut Different TV. And I'm going to tell you one more time, and I'm not going to, I am going to keep telling you, but no more in this video. Hit that big red button that says subscribe, man, for more dope shit, more dope guests, more dope vibes, and just more Cut Different shit all around, man. We'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.
Shout out Cut Different TV. Yes, sir.